This is focus group number 1 starting now. Okay, first question. How knowledgeable are you about the way the Red Cross handled the 9/11 rescue efforts?
Nothing.
I'm not knowledgeable at all.
So no one has any knowledge? Just speak up, please. No one knows anything. Awesome.
That's what we want.
Okay, thinking generally, how much do you like or dislike the Red Cross? What are your feelings towards it in general?
I don't know that much about Red Cross.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know enough to like or dislike. I definitely don't dislike them. From the outside looking in, they seem like they have a good effort, but I don't know if I like them or dislike.
Yeah, just any general opinions, just let it out.
Yeah. So, Vega, do you have any thoughts?
I'm not really knowledgeable, I guess, about the Red Cross and the activities, but I feel like when the Haiti relief came, I saw an article that was like, out of all the money that they raised, it was only like 2 or 3 homes built. So I feel as though when I want to donate to like different charities, I try to look in-house instead of like national or international organizations, just because I feel like I don't know where the money is, and that when it's like so big and it's so you never know like if it's really going to get to where it's supposed to be.
Okay. Does anyone else share those feelings? Could you elaborate?
I mean, I don't know, I just think that what you said kind of points to it, because you don't really know where it's going.
That's true. Any thoughts?
They have many resources, but I just know they're too big.
They're too big?
Yes.
Okay, so our thoughts are that maybe when looking to donate to we don't have any strong feelings of dislike for the Red Cross, but maybe just for national organizations in general, maybe? That's what we're saying? Okay. Third question, what do you think the American Red Cross workers felt during the time they were assisting with 9/11? What do you think maybe the rescue efforts, what impact do you think it had on the actual workers who had to go in and help those people?
They were probably in shock of all the things that were happening around them.
Definitely. Any other feelings?
Probably had some type of motivator factor that made them feel like, oh, I have to help. So that's probably what pushed them, and then just to help others.
Good answers. All right. Question number 4. Can you tell me about a time you heard of the Red Cross in the news?
Yeah, I recently just heard about the Red Cross in the news about not giving money to Haiti.
Do you guys have any instances where you've heard of it? It could be 5 years ago was the last time you heard. It could be yesterday was the last time you heard about them in the news. You do not hear about them in the news.
Just that incident.
Just the Haiti
That was
incident.
them. I think it was them, but honestly.
I might have heard about them, but I'd be confused with Red Cross and Blue Cross.
Can you give me both a positive and a negative thing that you equate with the American Red Cross? What's something positive we think of when we think of the Red Cross first?
The fact that they help people.
Yeah.
Okay, relief efforts, charity,
Shelter, blood drive.
health, shelter, awesome. What's something negative you think of when you think of the Red Cross?
Haiti.
Haiti,
Inauthentic.
inauthentic,
Less of transparency. Maybe.
less transparency, okay. Question number 6. How did you feel about the Red Cross, or maybe let's just say charity organizations before 9/11 versus after 9/11? Is there a difference in those feelings, or is it just the same?
Well, we
I
were
don't really
4.
remember the
That's
difference.
what the same
So-
thing.
Okay, so because of the age, there was not a lot, which is what we hypothesized, so that's good. Can you briefly explain some things that the American Red Cross does for our community? What do you think of? Because Penn State has a student Red Cross club, and they're in charge of the blood drives. Do you think of just blood drives and stuff when you think of the Red Cross?
That's the only thing I know.
I think about shelters.
Okay.
They also do pancake dinners or something.
They do.
Do they do clothes?
They might. We could look into that.
They do shelters. I might be confusing it with Blue Cross. No, seriously.
I don't know. We'll look into that as well.
That was health insurance.
Me too, actually. I was like,
Blue Cross is health insurance. You're right.
so Red Cross does. So we're thinking blood drives, pancake dinners, clothing, shelters. Okay.
Because when people have like fires in their homes, they're like, I'm gonna go to the blank center, the Red Cross Center.
Okay, that's different. Okay, that's nice. So those are some things we think the Red Cross does for our community. Can you recall a conversation in which you discussed the 9/11's disaster response to? Can you recall a conversation in which you discussed the Red Cross's disaster response? Do you guys never talk about that, like normal people?
Do you ever talk about Red Cross? Like,
Outside of this.
It's not usual conversation, I would say.
I get
Yes,
like
it's like this.
a billion emails from my sorority about blood drives.
Oh.
So that's about.
That's about how the extent you see it in.
Yeah.
Okay.
I see posters about blood drives.
Do you guys ever attend these blood drives?
I tried to.
I
do
tried
one, they
to,
said
but
I
then
didn't
I
have
always
the
get
files.
scared. So then I don't walk through the door.
So
hey, good question. So what do they give you after a blood drive?
they'll like give you food. They'll give you like some nourishment. They'll sit there and talk to you until they know you're not gonna faint, and then they send you on your way.
They
Okay,
give
do
you a donor card also.
That too.
Even if you don't actually get
anything like money or
No, we can't pay you for blood. That's illegal.
quick like this in China, in the Chinese universities, they give you like 200 yuan. That's like $30, and a box of milk, and you get 1 day off school.
No, some organizations
That's nice.
pay you for blood and plasma, but not the Red Cross. That's like
Yeah.
donating.
I'll definitely give if they're paying me. I'll look into
Well,
that.
there's a plasma
Downtown.
downtown.
Buy
That's
one.
what it
Oh, yeah,
It's
they buy
like $50.
But doesn't it hurt?
Does it plasma hurt?
Plasma doesn't.
Or maybe I'm thinking of bone marrow.
Yeah, you
Plasma
need a bone
is in
marrow.
your blood, so when they have
Oh my God,
Plasma
no!
is
I'm
in
definitely gonna
Yeah.
donate when I'm.
So,
We should
yeah.
tell Kiana to donate some blood.
I don't think it's much though.
You
It's
need
like
your
$20
Social
here.
Security card.
I'm
Yeah,
sure.
see, that's the thing about
It's
other
$25
organizations
for
and
every
Red Cross.
Yeah, that's a difference.
Yeah.
I have the card.
In what ways do you think the American Red Cross was involved in the 9/11 rescue efforts? How do you think they assisted?
I assume that they assisted a lot, but I'm not sure like how like established they were at the time, like when they were founding their stuff, or if they were new at the time. But
Okay.
I'm assuming like every organization was probably in the effort for 9/11.
So I think what we're seeing again is that age is playing a big factor. We don't really remember who they were at that time or how established they. Yeah.
They were probably doing like first aid type stuff.
And
Yeah.
considering there are members that are out of the country.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and also I think something cool to remember is like they did, like after 9/11 they needed a lot of blood donors, and the American Red Cross collects blood. Actually, a scandal. They collected a lot of blood, and they did not donate a bunch of it. Like they just kept a lot of it like in house for no reason. Like,
Wow.
but I mean the Red Cross is full of scandals, y'all. They like collected all this blood, and they only donated like they only gave like a small percentage of it to the to people, and then they were like, oh, we're gonna keep these in case of something else that comes up, and people were like, or you could just give it to the people who need it now. But yeah.
Sounds like Haiti.
Well, Haiti is actually proved by the American radio.
Yeah, they actually proved that they did not donate a bunch of that money.
So like, they actually proved that the American Red Cross is not using the money properly. But we'll come back to that.
Why do you think some people had a negative view of the American Red Cross after 9/11?
Because they're crooks and they didn't give them.
Any other opinions?
Take an unbiased stance. I don't know.
So so again, age. We're not really sure of what was occurring. Why do you think the American Red Cross is struggling to repair their image? Because as of right now, they don't have such a good image with the press and with the American public because the press continues to bash them. So why? So
They continuously deserve to be bashed.
Yes.
because they continue to deserve it. They're not youth. So the idea is that they're not really going to fix the problems internally. They're just trying to fix the PR of it rather than actually fixing the actual problems. Is that?
Yeah, trust is hard to go back to, especially with an organization that's based on like charity and service, because you expect them to be genuine, like help when you're like giving resources. So to find out like that they're not doing that, it's like hard to really get back to how it used to be.
Especially with an organization of that stature, there's always going to be stuff behind the scenes that we don't see. So I don't expect anything. I expect corruption to be in large organizations sometime.
That's true. Awesome. So for everybody, we're gonna go this one by one. So I want everyone to describe what your perfect charity organization would look like and how they would go about their charity work. So let's start with you. What's your perfect like, just, it's not a real thing, just give me your ideal perfect charity organization and how they would go about their charity work.
Transparency, so take social responsibility, corporate social responsibility. Take integrity as their organization value. That's all.
I like that. Okay.
Dress in white,
Like what is your perfect charity organization?
like nurses,
Okay.
like dress in white, and smile all the time.
That's a good one. All right. So we're associating with maybe happiness and niceness, maybe. Okay.
I prefer that the organization be housed in the actual country or close enough so they can understand like the environment, the culture of the country, to employ people from that country rather than just having people from like the United States or other like known countries come at the time of need. Also like transparency, like have like itemized I guess budgets like of what they're doing with the money and like where it's coming from, like yearly I guess
That are available to the
that
public.
are available to the public, and yeah, just like something that is there for the community, not only for just when things happen, but just to help the community over time, like in the long term.
Okay.
Yeah, going along with what he said, transparency is very important, and having corporate social responsibility. But I also just think getting to the root of the problem. You see so many organizations today where they only address the surface issues that are not necessarily issues. They're more of like effect or reactions to the actual problem, and that's what most people address. And then they'll have like a bunch of followers like attacking that reaction to the problem. Like we talked about this, like the minimum the wage gap thing. So
Yeah.
just actually being knowledgeable about what's affecting the what's causing the reaction and just attacking that head on.
Attacking the root of the actual problem.
Exactly.
All right.
Probably something that provides, phrase it,
Health
like,
protection.
yeah, help and protection and support for like people.
After
After like a tragedy, but also like I do specific work for people with disabilities, and like in America it's like on the rise, getting better, but like in other countries they're like kept in closets and all that kind of stuff. So I feel like they need more support and that kind of stuff around the world.
Awesome. Okay. So another ideal situation question, what would have been for you, how would your perfect charity organization assist in the disaster relief after 9/11? Like what would they have done, maybe monetarily to give money, actually sending people in to aid people? How would your perfect charity organization help? Starting with you again. Or we can start with you and just work our way backwards.
I guess donating to like the relief fund and all that kind of stuff, and sending. I don't think my perfect charity would send for something. Probably just like having fundraisers and donating and that kind of stuff.
Okay. Wants to come back?
I would say just like helping with like the physical assistance, like helping people like I guess out of buildings, like rebuild their lives, like giving them blood, like helping with hospital bills, stuff like that. But also like I feel like there's probably a lot of trauma for that. So maybe your perfect organization would have some like psychologists that would give like therapy for free for like these people that maybe going through this. So help them like get back on track afterwards, like make sure they can be able to live new areas, like get jobs, like just like more long term rather than like I'm here to fix a situation, I'm leaving and now like you're off for yourself.
I like that. Yeah.
I think the most important thing for them is to regain the trust. So I say,
That's what they would do to 9/11, like to that thing.
Yeah, to that.
Back,
to that.
yeah, back in 2001.
I don't know.
That's fine.
I think they should focus on the long-term things like the something psychological therapy,
Yeah.
as she mentioned.
All right. Back to you.
Yeah. I definitely think donating, and there'll be a lot of organizations doing that, but providing emotional support to people, like you obviously can't go to like elementary schools because many children probably wouldn't know what was going on, but so like sending people to high schools to create an open dialogue about the situation, what's going on, to get things off their chest.
So I think something we're seeing is just long-term support rather than just like coming in, doing a quick patch-up job and then leaving and focusing on the next disaster. I like that. Okay, finish this sentence, everybody. I would make a donation to the Red Cross if...
If I knew more information about them besides blood drives.
Okay.
I could put it on my resume. JK, I'm joking.
Donates to Red Cross. Oh, God.
Like after this conversation made me more sketchy about the Red Cross. So I'm not sure if I would donate, but I guess I'll probably donate, I guess, blood, because I can't go bad, I guess, other than actual monetary stuff.
Yeah, okay. So you would make a donation.
If there's no other charity.
What if they saving the blood to give it to corrupted
Yeah,
government
if
officials?
maybe natural disaster happen.
Okay. So you're a nice person. You said if they were better. What are some charity organizations outside of the American Red Cross that you know of?
UNICEF.
UNICEF? Okay.
Honestly, don't know, and that's my problem. Like, I want to like help, but I wanted to also be like helping the right thing. So I probably wouldn't do like a large scale, like you said, because it may have corruption, may have this and that. So I guess when in tragedy, like I can just start looking, like researching, like the best places, like look at the results of things that they've already done.
Okay.
Habitat for Humanity.
Habitat
I work
for
with them
Humanity.
sometimes.
Okay.
Oh, there's definitely the Chinese Red Cross.
Yeah.
Well, I know like Habitat, and then like United Cerebral Palsy.
Okay.
What about the shoes one? Tom's, is that?
Tom's, yeah, but I don't know if they're are they
They're
charitable?
charitable?
They're charitable, yeah.
They actually like employ well, at least for Haiti, for their collections, they employed Haitians and had their artwork on their shoes, and then when you donate, they also give
a
back.
shoe.
And then also they when their shoes kind of go out of season, I guess they have like a warehouse where they have like really discounted shoes for people to just pick up.
I love Tom's. I wish I bought more of their shoes.
You still can.
You could buy me some.
Yeah.
The problem is I don't like them. So
You like the organization?
I like the organization. I just really don't like their shoes.
They're
Like,
kind of cute. I think they're
It
cute.
depends. They're comfy.
they were cute. Like I had a pair, and then like you wear them more than like twice, and they start like
Yeah,
looking
they
more.
don't last well.
Yeah, and I was like,
Especially if you get into the rain, so you just gotta
yeah. So
Their heels are cute though. They still donate.
they have
I know
heels.
they have heels.
Ooh,
Oh, I will
They're
look
very
at.
comfortable.
Not now. What are some charity organizations that you think do a great job aiding in relief efforts? Well, considering you don't know a lot, we have our answer to that question. What are some differences between the American Red Cross and some organizations that you think are trustworthy? So what differences do you think exist? Do you think those organizations, why do you think those organizations are more trustworthy, whereas you don't trust the American Red Cross?
Well,
I don't know.
all the ones I know of are on a large scale, so I don't trust any of them to the fullest extent. No, seriously. I do believe that in large organizations
Yeah,
always going to be
there's
some
always
type
corruption.
of corruption.
So maybe, again, it's the lack of transparency of large organizations.
Yeah.
It's just, all right. If you were in charge of the Red Cross, what would you change about the way it was run? Everybody.
I don't.
We can start with you.
I don't know because I don't know anything about it.
Well, also get to know you.
So you would,
I would have to get to know about it.
I would look it up. That's a good.
I think we just had to like make sure they're actually using the resources that were allocated for the stuff that they were allocated for.
Okay.
Like if that problem was fixed, then it would be an authentic company, and it wouldn't be so many scandals or untrustworthiness.
Okay.
Mhm.
Any other?
What's the question again?
If you were in charge of the Red Cross, what would you change about the way it's run?
Transparency.
Okay.
Promote ethical culture within the organization.
I like that. I like that a lot. Do you have anything you would change?
Probably just being more truthful because it seems like they try to hide things.
Yep. Okay. Okay. I was supposed to bring a chart, but I did not. So I'm gonna tell you just like in terms of how the Red Cross like spends their money, right? So a lot of their money goes towards, as opposed to other charities which go towards the actual relief efforts. A lot of the Red Cross's money, let's say like how much did we decide? So you were, let me.
In the Haiti.
Yeah,
Haiti case?
yeah.
Yeah, according to the American Radio Association, this thing was proven to be true, so it's an actual fact that the American Red Cross got like 5 million donates from other people, but they used only 250 to the charity, and they decided to use the other 250 for their own business.
So like more than half of the money that was donated for the Haiti relief efforts were spent internally rather than actually going to Haiti. So knowing that, how do you feel about making future donations to the Red Cross, knowing how much they spend internally versus externally?
They won't get none of my money.
I don't know. If I made a donation to an organization, it would be because I felt like it. And I don't think this will affect my reasoning for giving them money or giving them a donation, because there's a 50-50 chance that my money could go to someone who needs it.
Okay, I like that. Anyone else?
I will keep my money.
It's like when you see homeless people on the street,
Exactly.
and parents say, "Oh, they might be using your money to go get drugs, but they might be very well be using my money to go get food." I never know.
Exactly.
I mean, after all, they're our money.
Yeah, I know
Yeah.
I did a good thing, so karma would help me. In
There you go. Okay. Anyone else have any thoughts about that?
Maybe they should have more tangible donations rather than just taking money. So like if you knew your donation was going specifically to like food rather than just to the company, like it'll be easier for you to give the money. Or at least say, okay, 50% of the donation would be instead of all proceeds go to, because I feel like when people advertise for a cause, it's more like all proceeds go to this rather than 50% is actually going to the thing that you thought it was going to.
And according to the American Red Cross financial report, compared with their, like when they started, they are actually using less money on the charity they do.
Yeah.
Like they started in like the 90s, I guess, and back then they used over 80% of their revenues on charity. But nowadays these rates has been going down and down, and that's one of the major points that's making them less adorable compared with other charity organizations.
Is that they are not helping themselves at all. All right, so I'm going to show you guys, everyone, a picture. So this is what happened to a Red Cross ambulance when it went in for relief efforts. It was shot, blown up, shot. That's a Red Cross ambulance. So, seeing the reality of what these people, like the actual like relief effort, people who are going into aid, seeing the reality of how they're like attacked, how does that make you feel, just in general?
It didn't really show me the reality of how they attacked.
What you say?
It was just a picture that could.
Well, seeing that they were blood, your truck is shot, so I'm assuming they did too.
Why though?
Girl, hold
the
up.
story
Fine,
behind
let
all
me
this.
see. Fine. They were shot because they were going to help, like, so they shot them. Even though I'm pretty sure American, like, Red Crosses are like, you're not supposed to shoot them.
Yeah, but things happen.
But things happen, so they might get shot.
Things happen. You just might be shot.
That's true. You're not supposed to shoot most people, but they got shot. So how does that make you feel in general, knowing that you can get shot? Volunteer with the Red Cross in like
It's sad,
war
but
zone.
it's also like not an expectation. I guess an expectation, like if you're going to a high risk situation, like you should know in the back of your head that something bad will happen to you, or you may be risking your life. Like when you think of like activism, like in like the 60s when people were like doing like sit-ins and doing like all this stuff, like people were like freedom riders, they were like writing their will before they like went into engaged into the situation, because it's like of course, like, you don't want to, like, bad things happen to you, but if I'm going to, like, a troubled country where, like, people are dying all around me, like, I should assume that, like, I'm going to be immune to everything. Like, I should know, like, this is the worst case scenario could happen, and I want to, like, put that, like, my need to service others above that risk, you know?
I love that. I love the way you put that. Anyone else have any thoughts?
Can you say the question again?
Now that you have seen that picture I showed you with the blown up ambulance, how do you feel about like volunteer? How do you feel about the Red Cross volunteers who like, you know, go into those war zones knowing that they are at risk?
Well, my thing is, if you're doing it for the right reasons, I have respect for you no matter what you're doing. There are risks in everything you do. You're choosing to go to a war zone. I'm still going to respect you because you're choosing to do something that will benefit others. But you can just equally make the choice to stay at home and volunteer. So it's just like you're making your choice, and I respect you for that. But you, like Biko said, you have to realize that certain things are going to happen or may happen.
Yeah, sure.
But kudos to you.
So imagine that you have the opportunity to convince individuals to donate to the American Red Cross or another relief organization. Which organization would you convince them to donate to? Would you convince them to donate to the American Red Cross or to the alternative organization?
I have no idea.
So you don't know. So we've left you feeling like all organizations are bad. You can't trust any of them, okay?
I think this question is similar to others, like we mentioned before.
Yeah.
So I really don't know other organizations.
Okay.
I think with this question, I feel like you really have the opportunity to like pick and choose which relief organization you want to choose.
Yeah.
You want to work with. It doesn't have to be on a grand level, such as like the Red Cross.
Yeah.
Like choosing an in-house organization, something small, maybe 50 employees.
Yeah.
So
it could even be the CARE
Yeah.
project, which they have on campus, just to like give money to the poor or something like that.
Exactly. So you can actively choose an organization who has that transparency that you're looking for, or that level of corporate social responsibility. So
you would pick that
I
organization.
would pick that over someone I don't know too much about.
Okay.
And I think it's just important for them to research to see what, like, company aligns more with, like, their, like, vision of service or their morals or, like, what they're comfortable with knowing.
Okay. Do you have any thoughts?
I'd probably donate to like something that I know more about and have more trust for.
Okay. Last question. Yeah. Imagine you were an executive at the American Red Cross. Would you make any changes to how donations are distributed within the company? If so, what changes would you make?
The 50% is, like, unacceptable, honestly. That's the first thing. Like, I'm not saying that they shouldn't get any money, like, it should be pro bono or something, but, like, if they want to have, like, something separate for, like, to know that it's going to an organization, like, needs, rather than just saying, like, this is a donation, but we're taking 50% of it. You could either make it a smaller segment for yourself, or, like, completely separate that from the donation money you're getting.
Okay. Anyone else have any thoughts about how the money would be distributed? You just gonna let them take all this money from the poor? That's what y'all gonna do?
I would
The poor.
take like a smaller portion
Oh.
or like none at all.
Yeah, I think.
Um,
Yeah, no, just transparency. Like, obviously, if I'm being told that all proceeds are going to this cause, I expect it to go to this cause. However, you're saying, okay, 75% is going here and 25% will be used to help Red Cross efforts in the future.
Okay.
Then it's like, okay, I already knew. It's no scandal. You laid everything out on the table. So, yeah. And maybe having a program where people can actually, like,
Directly donate to the
yeah, exactly. Or the individual who they're helping.
Okay. I like that.
Make
as
it
well.
like a very individual level.
I like that.
But that would be more costly.
Awesome. So I think just to like summarize our thoughts, I think what we're looking for in a charity organization that maybe the Red Cross does not have is that level of transparency between the organization and the donator, the people who are donating. Maybe so. I think improvements that we would say need to be made are to increase the level of transparency, make it more known what it is they're doing, where the money is going, how it's going to be allocated. And I think what we're interested in is maybe an organization that's more individual rather than just mass level donations and things of that nature, right? Is that what we're saying? I think so. Awesome. Thank you all for coming out. We appreciate it. This is a great, we need this. Thank you.
I get a stipend.
Got no money, no pizza, but you get our thanks.
A travel stipend.
A travel stipend. You walked in from your class at Willard. Oh my God.
My time is worth taking a second.
What?
I wasted taking 2 minutes to walk up here. I
10
coulda
cents a
gained-
second.
How much could I gain? 2 times 2
That's 10 cents.
I could have gained 240 cents, which is $2.40.
You should have been like, I have class. I should have.
So that's how much you owe.
What beautiful math. I could have gained 240 cents. Which is $2.40. I hope I corrupted your minds to the Red Cross. I feel proud of that.
Wait, so aren't you the PR representative for the Red Cross? Did you choose this topic?
Stand more with them. I understand this is
What time does Gigi think start?
It starts at 8.
Damn, that's early.